You ready?
Forget
Sending.
about it.
Here we go. You're good. You're good. Welcome. Welcome to LinkedIn Live. I'm
Hi.
Bridget Murphy, and I'm here with Shirley Hahn. And we got a bang up show today because we're going to talk about UWSNIL and all the really cool stuff we're doing. And I will tell you, Shirley, I'm looking at my thing right now. We still are not. We are on Facebook right now, but our
Okay.
profile is still connecting to LinkedIn. So we got a couple of minutes, but welcome to the show. Yeah, how are you today? Where are you? You said you're in a beautiful area. Where are
Yes,
you?
I'm actually right in the Midtown area, and I'm on the 50th floor, with beautiful view out there overlooking Manhattan.
We are loving
Just
that.
finishing a meeting up here, and I got myself a private space just to get on the
LinkedIn Live.
our my LinkedIn Live, and this is actually I'm new on this. Okay, this is my second time doing this. Monday, I did my first one ever to share my takeaway from Berkshire Hathaway, and then from the field of finance. But we are in this in sports together, and I just chat with a lot of people back in Omaha last week, and even this week. There are lots of interesting sports, and looking
I
at
mean, it's
women's sports
crazy.
as well.
It's
Yes,
crazy.
yes,
And, for those of you who don't know, Shirley and I worked together with the Chinese national team in China back in Shenzhen with the Chinese pro team. Shirley was the general manager. She set up everything. She did the housing. She did the she literally built a whole dorm for the women. She built the rink.
yeah.
Like it was, you were just amazing. So it was a
Thank
no
you.
brainer that when my phone rang, okay, this was in I think it was September or
Yeah,
August after the
yeah. Right after
Olympics,
Olympics.
and
Yeah,
you said let's do something. I'm like let's f LFG, let's go.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
tell us a little bit about United Women's Sports from your perspective and why it's so important to have us as an agency representing women athletes.
Oh, well, first of all, I think the biggest reason to actually start this partnership, it starts from you, Digit. Everywhere I go, although you are not there in person, but you're always there in presence. Okay, that Digit, I always say Digit, my partner, she has the biggest name in the space, and she has been. This is mission driven, and she has been advocating for women athletes all her life long. And
Wow.
this is a foundation that we guarantee us that we build business very solidly from, because right now, yes, we're getting attention because people or even investors are tapping into the women's sports space, and they wanted to know what's going on. And a lot of them, they don't know much about it, and it's just out of curiosity. However, everybody knows there's a huge potential of growth in NIL space and in the sports management space. However, it's just right now we're getting this. However, you started this so many years ago. Well, I was educated. I remember while we back in the years when we were working on women ice hockey, I got my own education by teaming up with you, came to United States, and actually talked to the players at the time, the athletes at the time from other teams, because our teams, we were getting well compensated. However, all the other teams from the league, it was just amazing to hear they had to work two or even three jobs just to keep playing, and how they overcome all these financial difficulties, or their personal lives, and then they stay together. Even I remember one player told me, making sandwiches for their field trip, for their to just to go and playing a game. I'm like, why they have to do this? Like, for me, that athletes should get paid or compensated, naturally. It's like that's what we allocated so much budget to
Yeah.
support our team in China. And it was just, yeah, it was
It was
unthinkable.
backwards, right?
Yeah, it was backwards.
What I found was when we did go to China, it
Yeah.
was like, of course we're paying the players, right? Of course we're
Yes.
going to do this for the women. And the funny part about it was in the USA, they're like, of course we're not paying the women. They're not in the right business model. So, you know, I think one of the things that our listeners need to know is, we're about advocacy and we're about telling the truth
Mm-hmm.
and we're about
Mm-hmm.
getting the word out there and we're about education. Um, One of the things, Shirley, that I found over the course of us doing this is someone named Lee Ernst Freisted, who's a lawyer right now, and
Mm-hmm.
we've done some LinkedIn lives with her, and she's
Great.
educated us on the House settlement, and that's where there were $2.6 billion allotted to sports for the last 10 years. So from
Mm-hmm.
2014, 2016, I think, all the way to 2025, or 2014 to 2025, 2.6 billion. But
Yes.
here's why I think it's really important that we educate people on this. Of
Mm-hmm.
that money, most of the money, Shirley, is going to go to football.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go to men's basketball and a small
Yeah.
amount to women's basketball, and then the rest to all the other sports. And I think what's really important to tell people is that
Mm-hmm.
it's not, I'm not going to blame the NCAA football, basketball.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a spotlight on the fact that 20 years plus, we have
Mm-hmm.
done these media rights deals for football
Yes.
players and for
Yes.
basketball players, and now
Yes.
we're doing it for women's basketball. So surely it takes these athletes a long time to grow their valuation, right?
Yes.
You have to
Yes.
grow their valuation somehow. Now the
Yes.
men have been having that 20, 30-year history of growing the valuation through the media rights. So the second that
Yes.
football player steps on the field in front of millions of people on television in the stands, his value goes up. Now,
Of course.
though, of course, Caitlin Clark now, you see
Yeah,
her,
Caitlin
she
Clark.
goes up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what our job is, I feel like, and our mission is to continue to educate the women on
Yeah.
how now do we get our audiences up? How do we get bigger, broader media
Mm-hmm.
rights deal?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not media rights because we're like an agency, but what I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
is that
Yeah.
how do we waken up the athletes to
Yeah.
understand that that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the thing? So, what part of the
Yeah.
story? So, here's what we've done, right? We've
Yes.
created our own workshops and we're trying to use technology to
Yes.
grow audiences faster. We have tokenization. So,
Yeah.
just talk a little bit about when you're on the road, right? What you've learned, because you do a lot of tech conferences. Like, talk about the appetite for helping
Yeah.
women.
Yes, actually, everywhere I go that I now carry the name, like last week, 2 weeks ago, I was in LA. I was in LA, attending another conference for a committee of 100, and they sort of label me as my label was actually women empowerment. I'm like, wow, I'm getting that from Digit now, from our
No, no,
partnership.
you
However,
you too.
yeah, yeah, and everywhere they, we talk about equality, right? We talk about equal pay. We talk about, breaking the glass ceiling for women. And then we talk about how we want to help athletes, passing their professional life and then eventually make it to the executive in institutions and in financial banks and all that. However, I think we, like you said, education, but I think education not only awakening, say, like getting them the right information, but I think also letting them to start thinking about how to set the direction right and then how
Yes.
to set the goal right. I mean, everybody is different. Everybody will on different paths of life. However, we're talking about, okay, right now, if you're playing a sport, if you're really good at it, be aware of what your valuation is, and then what the technology can help us tremendously, tremendously setting the bar, giving us the benchmarking, compared to other men's sports,
I
and
know.
so when that is a very powerful tool for negotiation
Yes.
with the companies or with the brands that you actually wanted to, work with, because you can show them that what my valuation is about, what I have achieved in my sports, in my field, and how I can utilize this. And this is something physical I can actually show you. It's all
Yes.
aggregated through
In the
our,
token.
through our token, through our tour. This is like not many people heard about it. And I was
Right.
like, okay, then just come to the seminar. Come to seminar. Let us show you. Okay, it's we are helping. Basically, I was telling a lot of people when I'm in the talk because they were like, "Oh, women NIL agency. This is interesting." I say, "Yes, I know why, but you know what? This is not just about photo shooting. This is not
Yes.
just about advertisement. What we are doing is we are actually partnering with cutting edge technology companies to help women athletes to cut corners. Because
Yes.
yes, like you said, the men they started 20, 30 years ago, but right now because women were
We got to
taking
go
off, but
fast.
we gotta go fast. We gotta get there. We gotta get there
Well,
quicker. Yes.
and like as a coach, like that was always let's go, we got to go
Yes.
fast. So
Yes.
I think something that was really telling, which I love about working with you, when you go into these places and you're talking to family offices and you're talking to tech, you had made a relationship with a company named Data Vault. Okay.
Yes.
Data Vault is a publicly traded company. They have deals with the NFL. Like
Yeah.
they are legit. And
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, Shirley is just she knows the people to go after. So since she was out talking, we actually have inked a deal with Data Vault, and they will actually be speaking to our audience at the workshop. This is June
Mm-hmm.
6th. Anyone that doesn't know why we're talking right now, June 6th, we're going to put it in our LinkedIn
Yeah.
comments later. June
Yeah.
6th in New York during Tech Week. It's an all-day event, but Data Vault will be presenting about their technology and how you can utilize Web3 technology to
Mm-hmm.
go out and help you not only value yourself, but put it all in a verified, wait for it, verified token on the
Mm-hmm.
Web3 platform. And for people who
Mm-hmm.
don't know what the Web3 platform is, yeah, I'm telling you, Shirley, like I get smarter and smarter every day hanging around with
Yes,
you.
of course.
The web
No, it's
the web the
our
Web3
partners too.
platform is not in an open source. It's actually in a closed source Web3
Mm-hmm.
uh, 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 way to think about the internet. It's a closed source, it's verifiable data, and no one
Yeah.
can get in, and no one can copy your data, and no one can steal your identity. So,
Mm-hmm.
this is the kind of stuff we're doing. So, talk
Mm-hmm.
about how you even like landed that deal, right, with Nathan.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit because I think it's such a cool story.
Oh, yes. Actually, we every day I feel like I'm learning something new, especially when was that, when the AI popped out, this concept of AI, let's say from the beginning of the end of 2022, right? And then everybody was talking about it. I was like, you know what? It's a technology. I believe I'm not from the tech world. My background
Right.
is economics, right? And then business. However, I believe it's true. I truly believe technology is the game changer.
Hmm.
And so this year, beginning of this year, I decided, okay, let me educate myself, not only in the finance world, but also in the tech world. Okay, where do I go? I pinned down to Vegas, the CES conference. I picked the biggest event that happens in the tech world. I said, I want to go there. I don't know. Like I was just like,
You're like,
remember
I'm
I was
going.
telling you about I'm going, yes. And then I got, as soon I feel like there's a natural attractor that happens to me because as soon as I decided to go, the universe worked in my favor. And I got pulled into several groups.
Hmm.
And then there were hundreds of events that being shared in those groups. And then I picked the one. I saw this. There was a message saying, "Oh, there's a company there focusing on NIL space." I mean, I know about NIL because we have NIL agency, but I didn't know their technologies can help in the NIL space. And then so I reached out. I said, "Well, tell me what you're all about. How can you help in the NIL space?" And how that's how we connected. And of course, there are also other companies that we got in touch with. Now we're also digital. We're also in talk with in the sports equipments, but also AI
Yep.
powered all that. But yeah. So my thing is that you be brave. Leap of faith and manifest on what you want to focus on. my belief is that we start small, but our agency, we want to be selective on the good partners. However, on the powerful cutting edge technologies that we want to team up with, and we want to, we want to cross sectors, and we want to educate athletes. There are actually other tools that they can utilize rather than just making photo shoots. Yeah.
Yeah. And let's talk about let's pivot to the actual event. Okay, because we got the
Yes.
workshop coming up. It's June
Of
6th.
course.
It's in
Yes.
Midtown. Anyone that needs, they can go to our website, actually,
Mm-hmm.
www.uwsnil.com, and you can sign up for it. It's on Eventbrite. It's $99. And, everyone's like, oh
Excuse
my
me.
God, why isn't it free? And I'll tell you
Yeah.
why it's not free, ladies and gentlemen, because
Mm-hmm.
when you go there, you're going to get a headshot. You're going to get a video that you can tell your own story, and it's all going to be on the token that we just talked about, the Data Vault token. And that's
Mm-hmm.
that's a $300 value. We're giving it to people for 99. They're going to get lunch, they're going to get coffee, they're going to get little cocktail beer and wine. So, it's an all-day event.
Yeah.
And we just came out, like, to your point, we just
Mm-hmm.
came out swinging. We said, let's do this workshop. Data Vault is going to be one of our sponsors. We're looking for a few
Mm-hmm.
more sponsors. So if you're out there, we need sponsorships because this stuff is not cheap and women need to be invested in.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal is to get 100 athletes in the
Mm-hmm.
room,
Mm-hmm.
sponsors, administrators, anyone that wants to learn, because I feel like right now out in the NIL, Shirley, it's the
Mm-hmm.
Wild West, right?
Yes.
Everyone's doing NIL, NIL. And I think for us, the reason why we're going to be successful, and we already are, is because our core values are all about being the trusted agency for women. And
Yes.
it's funny because I know that there's a lot of quote women's agencies out there and women's influencers out there, and that's great. I hope that they're focusing on the Caitlin Clarks of the world and the Serena Williamses, these $1 million. But what we're
Of
doing
course.
trying to is we're kind of growing it organically. We
Mm-hmm.
don't care if you're Division 3, Division 1, low level, like pro league that's not even getting paid. Come to our workshop, because what we want to do is we want to teach you how to grow your brand. We want to
Yes.
connect you with your brands. We want to give you a token that can show you how to value your brands. And we
Mm-hmm.
believe this is the essence of the business. Grow it
Mm-hmm.
organically,
Yes.
treat people like they want to be treated,
Yes.
trust them. We're not ripping people off. Our,
Everybody
our,
gets a
our
chance. Everybody
everyone,
gets a chance.
we're not
Yeah.
exclusive, right? They
Mm-hmm.
sign a contract with us. So, we're betting on, Shirley, the fact that we can get a mass audience and then we can make a difference and we can grow
Mm-hmm.
everyone's brand. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it's a little bit of I like it. I think it's more female. It's very collaborative and it
Mm-hmm. Well,
feels good.
we welcome men that, in the space that wanted to support and wanted to give the best.
Exactly.
And then don't forget, I even talked to a lot of parents.
Parents.
Yes, parents, and then especially their kids already making a difference in high school, like that level. I told them I strongly encourage them also to come to
Yes,
the
they should
workshop,
come.
getting them informed, getting themselves informed, so they can be in their best shape to help their kids in the
And think
future.
about it.
Whether,
If they
yeah,
come, think about it. If they come, right, they're going to learn how
mm-hmm,
to get in the door early and
yes,
start to get, because there's a lot of parents out there that spend a lot
yeah,
of money to
yeah,
get their kids an opportunity, right? And now
yes,
they go to Division 1 or even
yeah,
high end Division 3,
yes,
and they do have an opportunity to tell their story, get it on
mm-hmm,
social media,
yeah,
value who you are, and there are deals out there. And you even even what's the name of the company? Evenda, right? Evenda. They
mm-hmm,
are connecting workshops with sponsorships.
yes,
We've talked to them about
yes.
actually maybe there's a way that we can do athletes
Yeah,
and sponsorship. So,
yeah, yeah.
we're trying to be as innovative as possible, Shirley.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With all this. And then
Yeah.
the last one is we've got Silvana, who's going to, from a Women Meta X. She is going to be doing a whole workshop on
Mm-hmm.
finance and how to
Yeah.
make sure that as a young
Oh, it's so
person,
important. Yes.
understanding how to
Yes.
manage your money.
Of
So, I mean,
course.
there's so
Yeah.
many cool things that are going to go on. And of course, you're going to be up there in your red dress, I'm sure, wowing the audience. And it's just going to be a blast. So, I don't know what else inspires you to be part of this, and what else are we doing? What is Shirley doing out in the world now?
Oh, this I do wear many hats, and but one thing I want to say is that the reason why we get on this together, right, Digit, is because we truly believe we want to make an impact. Yeah,
Exactly.
and you have always been the catalyst in the women's sports
Try.
world.
I try.
Yes, yes, no, no, you
It,
are, you are.
it's
And ever since the beginning, I mean, you were the head coach for Chinese national teams, and
that was so fun.
we worked together to to boost their confidence, to the players through all different aspects. And then I learned empowerment, women empowerment from you. I didn't even know that was an issue here.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It's yeah,
And
it's that was
right.
a while ago. That was in
And right
2018.
now,
So
but
we need it
isn't
now
it
more than
great?
ever.
Even this great that right now that I'm we are coming from two different worlds, and I'm using my network and my contact here, or my voice in the
Hmm.
finance, in the family office space, to speak loud for women athletes. Anyone who is willing, who wanted to know about what we're doing, I always open the doors. I said, come and talk to me, talk to my partner Digit, talk to our team. And if you want to sponsor, great. If you have a part, that's great. Let's talk. If you have a technology, even greater, even good. Like, this is what we're looking for. In the long term, we are believing long term partnerships, and then we are women. We are all doers. We talk as well. We talk a lot, but we do way more than we talk.
We do a
Yes.
lot of work.
Yeah, we
So
do a lot of,
so
yeah.
Taylor Woods, one of our athletes, will be there.
Yes.
We're going to hear from her. We got
Yes.
Susie
Yeah.
Coburg, who's an NFL reporter, broadcaster, award-winning broadcaster. She's going to be our keynote. I
Great.
mean, it's going to be a fun day. And yes, it is an all-day event, but we really are hoping that people really understand the value they're going to get by coming to our workshop during Tech Week in New York, meet all sorts of cool people, get your headshot, get your story told, get your token. Like, these tokens, they're not cheap, Shirley, and
Mm-hmm.
Data Vault, because they're just such a great partner, they're going to go
Yeah.
out and give these to the athletes in this
Try
workshop.
something new. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Keep
I
your
just
mind open and try something new, because maybe you have never heard of, but it doesn't mean it's not out there. There's so many, by Digit, do you agree? Like, before we start talking to all the tech companies, can you
yes.
imagine what the tech can do for us now,
No, and
especially in the
yeah,
athletic space?
yeah, and there's also some of the platforms that we're talking to about doing deals with, that they can grow the audiences for the
Yeah.
athletes, and I
Yes.
think that's really important, because as your audience grows, you as an athlete then can go value have a higher value, and then we
Yes.
can ask more
Yeah.
for
And
your
we
name,
want
image, and
to,
likeness.
the reason is that we want to put the power in your own hand. So you're
Correct.
in control of your future. You're in control of how far you want to go. And we're only basically
We
providing the
guide.
tour. Yeah, we guide and we give you the tour.
And give
Yes.
you and give you direction on the
Direction.
brands.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, so for example, like, if we were
Mm-hmm.
good to go out to get a brand, what we would do is we would not only negotiate that number, but we would help you shoot the video, make sure
Yeah.
that the brand gets what they want, gets what you
Yeah.
want. And
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I think one thing, Shirley, that the athletes need to understand, and the parents, is that these NIL deals just don't get handed to you, right? And I think that's been a barrier to entry to some of
Mm-hmm.
these athletes, because they don't want to put the work in to do the videos and do that. And what we're trying to do is give you some tools that you can use, simple tools, and give you some advice on how you should post, when you should post, who you should post to, and also give you access to our athletes' ecosystem. And
Mm-hmm.
and Shirley, you know me, I always move 90 miles an hour, but we're going to be setting
You,
up
yeah.
a a monthly meeting where all our athletes network together. They share
Mm-hmm.
their ideas.
Yes.
It's to me, I like to run it like we run a team. Like we're
Yes.
gonna run it like we're in the locker room. We're gonna run it with
Yes.
that care that we
we,
take
we, we should
to love
include
each other.
our we should include some investors who are interested in the space as well, and then we
Yeah,
should train them like athletes.
they
I
can
was
come.
actually
Oh,
thinking
that would be
about
fun.
maybe putting
Oh,
like
they're gonna get on the ice
like
with
a
us.
fun
Are you
yeah.
kidding me? Anyone that wants to come out with me and Shirley, we will rent out the rink in Chelsea Piers in New York, and we will put on a hockey
The
event
gears.
for you guys.
Yeah.
It's like that fantasy camp. We'll do it. Shirley, you're gonna
Yeah.
have to be the coach on the sidelines. I'll be the coach on the ice,
I'll
and
I'll
what a fun
stand
time.
behind the bench. I'll stand behind the
Yes.
bench and watch you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great,
So,
great.
so do you have any so I just want to again tell the audience, if you want to go to our workshop, it's June 6th. It's in
Reach out.
Manhattan. It's
Yes.
in person.
Mm-hmm.
It's 9 in the morning. You get your coffee. Keynote goes on at 10, which I learned. I wanted to start it earlier, but Shirley's like, no, nothing happens in New York before 10
Yeah,
o'clock. I'm like,
so
all
right.
right.
Okay. Yeah.
And it ends around 3:30, and
Yeah.
we'll have some networking, some beer and wine, maybe a cocktail or two. I don't know. We were talking to Andrew. I said, what kind of scotch does he like? We were laughing
So
about
I don't
it.
want
So you
to
never
go.
know.
Okay.
That could
Yeah.
come out. But I really feel like it's going to be our kickoff event for UWSNIL. We'd love to see all of our friends in New York show up.
Mm-hmm.
And just I think it's going to be a blast, Shirley.
Sure, great. Yes, and we're going to also have some going to have some friends that from our space that coming that and then the athletes and then everybody just looking forward to the speakers and then what they can learn, the takeaways. Yeah. So
Yeah.
please, if anyone interested, whether you're athletes or you're a prospect investors or you're just simply curious in the space, reach out to me or to Digit
Mhm.
and we'll get you signed on. And then please
Yep.
come in person. It will be
And
great to mingle with you, all of you.
100%. And I think
Mm-hmm.
the other thing that's really cool is that you can reach out to us on LinkedIn. You can reach out to us at UWSNIL. Like
Yes, we get it
Shirley, you're
every
like all
day.
over LinkedIn. You're
Every
all
day.
over LinkedIn. It's
I
crazy. So I'm just really excited about the fact that we're doing our first one during Tech Week, which
yes,
thank you. Shout
great.
out to Marie Roker.
Marie, yeah,
Marie was awesome. She got us in there, and Andrew Zhang, who's also going to
yeah.
be providing our space for us free
Thank
of
you.
charge.
Thank you.
Data Vault, Evenda,
Yeah.
Silvana with Women Meta X. I mean, all these people are early adapters of our concept right now, and we're looking for more people who are early adapters, Shirley. So I
Mm-hmm.
can't thank you enough for being an early adapter with me and actually calling me up and being like, "What are we doing?" And I'm like, "Let's do NIL." So I just want to
Yeah.
say thank you.
No, you're welcome. Yeah. Thank you. It
Uh,
has been a very fun journey. We're going to
and
do a
it's going to
lot
be, and
more.
we're just starting, baby. We're
We're
just
just
starting.
starting.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's going to conclude our episode of LinkedIn Live. If you have any questions about the conference, like I said, reach out to myself or Shirley on LinkedIn. Go to www.uwsnil. That's
Yeah.
www.uwsnil. Send us a comment. Drop us a link in any of our socials on Instagram. We're UWS underscore NIL underscore agency. Just find us, and or you can always find Shirley Hahn and Digit Murphy. There's only one of each of us, and everyone says thank goodness. So all right, well, thank you
Right.
everyone we're going to do this again. I will be doing it next Thursday. I'm going to do it every
Sure.
Thursday at 2:30 until this thing is full. And
Mm-hmm.
athletes, please reach out. We love you. We want to help you. All right, well, that's it. We'll see you next week, people. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.